Hi, thanks for joining me. Today, I want to cover what to do if you have a candle that continues to go out. So you see with this candle, see where it has burned, and it hasn't even burned halfway down. So this was prepared inside and outside. I want to give this candle a little assistance. This is for a client, and so this is what I would normally do, especially if it was for myself and I had this happen. Now, some people tend to say if you are working on a situation and the candle keeps going out, that there's a lot of blockage or hindrances or obstacles that are preventing the situation from having a positive outcome or desirable outcome. They will also say that this may not be the right time to do this particular work for this outcome. However, some situations warrant a little extra assistance. For instance, there's no better time than right now because time is of the essence. And this situation needs to have a more productive and positive outcome for the client. The client cannot wait. The client is actually depending upon the work that you're doing to assist them. Therefore, you can't say, go back and say, well, this is not the proper, may not be the proper time. You may want to wait and do this another time. In other words, you're not always working on your own time schedule. You're sometimes working on the time schedule that depends upon someone else. And so what I'm going to show you is what I do to actually help this along and continue the work. So I would not tell the client that the candle is going out and anything of that nature. But I am going to show you what I would do in this particular situation. Two things I would do. I would address this candle and then get this candle to burn completely out. Then I would prepare another candle. Before this one finishes burning, I would prepare another candle and I would also switch colors. There's almost every situation you can use more than one color candle. So when I noticed this candle was not burning completely out, I started burning white candles, and I'm using tea light candles or a utility candle. I'm not using a full 7-day candle because I want this one to finish working. I'm just using the white candles to kind of clear up the atmosphere and help this candle do what it needs to do. However, this doesn't seem to be, it'll burn for maybe an hour and then it'll go out. So it's burning a little longer than what it was without the assistance of the white candle, but it's not doing what I needed to do, and that's to continue to burn out. So this is what I would do. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to prepare a red candle for this particular situation when I finish. Difficult situations, I tend to use a black candle or a red candle. And it depends on the situation, which one I use first. However, if one doesn't work, I move to the other one. So this is a black one. I'm going to quickly move to a red candle when I finish this. So what you need are some gloves, and I have two different kinds. I have these gloves because, again, I have prepped the outside of this container with some oils, and I don't want them all over my hands. So you need the candle and you need some gloves. And I also have a utility pair of gloves also, because this is glass. I have a container, what I call a non-flammable container. You need a hammer, a piece of aluminum foil, and I have two of these little bags. You can use a garbage bag, but I find for this type of work, I don't waste a garbage bag. These are those grocery bags. And then you want to, of course, cover your work surface. Okay, so we're going to provide a little extra help with this candle, and then we're going to continue the project with another candle. So I'm just going to put this in here, shape it to the bowl. This doesn't have to be super neat. But I need something to catch the candle wax. That's all I'm doing, is preparing this. I'm going to take the candle out of the jar. It will definitely burn faster. It's not going to last 7 days. It's going to definitely burn faster, but that's okay, because remember, I'm going to prep another candle. Once I light this, I'm going to prep another candle for the action. We'll place this candle, the whole candle, within the bag, and it's a double bag. I don't want any accidents. And it's just loosely, but I want to close this top part up. You can tie it if you like. I don't want anything coming out of the bag. So if you want, you can wear eye protection, okay? So that's there. That's what we're going to need. And of course, we need the hammer. And what I'm going to do is break it. That's it. I heard that break. I heard some glass fall. That's on that side. And I felt it up in here. I don't want any, I'm just touching the bag. You can touch and feel where the glass is. Remember, don't touch this. I'm touching it loosely. You need to handle it with the other gloves. There. Sometimes there's a few pieces that hang on, especially on the bottom. That bottom piece tends to hang on. As I'm breaking this, I am saying that I am breaking any hindrances, any obstacles that may be around this situation. I'm breaking them up. I'm shattering them so that the work that is being done can move along swiftly to a positive and productive outcome for my client. Okay, this is the right time, and the client will get the results that are needed. Candle there, I'm just touching it to make sure that everything is off. The bottom is still there. And I'm going to put on these other gloves just as a precaution and make sure. Now, when I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Kind of shake that down. And the bag wasn't punctured. There are no holes. Now, there's 2 bags on here. So the inner bag may be punctured, but that's okay. That's why I put 2 bags on here. Now, I'm opening this up. I'm going to take a look at it. Now I see glass shards all along here. So I'm going to handle that with a paper towel. But as I'm removing this, I'm saying that I'm clearing away obstacles. I'm clearing a path for this particular work, ritual, purpose, or situation to have positive, productive outcome for my client. The other thing is you do need some type of paper towel or napkin. I forgot about the shards. And now I'm keeping this in the bag, but remember my surface is covered. And I'm going to flip this over. There's only a couple of pieces left on here. I'm just going to use this piece of the hammer to get these large pieces off. Clearing away these obstacles, clearing away any hindrances that would have snuck in to prevent my client from having a positive, productive outcome. That's what's happening now. And then I'll just lightly brush this off with a paper towel and the sides. I'm doing this so that in handling this, I don't get shards of glass in my hand, and that is not something you want. So we want everything to be a positive, productive outcome for the client. This situation is now being cleared up. The pathway for this to be productive, positive outcome is being created now. All of the assistance that would be needed, extra assistance that would be needed, will come to the aid of my client at this time so that the situation will have a productive and positive outcome for my client. And it looks like most of the shards have been removed. It looks like there may be a little piece in there. There's going to be no hindrances whatsoever. We're going to light this, and the results are going to come swiftly. They're going to be positive, productive results that are going to come swiftly. That's now I'm going to sit this here. There shouldn't be anything on my hand, but I'm going to tie this back down. And I'm going to just set it to the side because this is paper that I have here. I'm going to roll all of it up in just a little bit and throw it all away. As I throw it away, I throw away any obstacles that came up that tried to prevent the work from having a positive outcome. They're all going to be swiftly done away with for good. So I'm setting these gloves to the side. The candle was already prepped. I can, at this time, write on this candle, and that's what I'm going to do. I had some names written on the outside of the glass. So I'm now going to write on the names on the outside of the candle. Let me grab my stylus out of the box here, and we're going to have this done lickety split. This is called. I'm going to write, just take this off. I'm going to write name on the side of this with a stylus. Any type of stylus would do. And this was prepped. And this is just a small amount of prep work to make sure this is what we had on the jar. And we'll be ready to go. It doesn't really matter about these droppings. If you feel that they need to be in here, scoop them up, throw them in there. But it's not going to matter much. Now what I'm going to do is up that bottom, and I'm just going to press it on into that. It's going to stick to the aluminum foil. The aluminum foil is not really stuck on the inside of the container, but it's wrapped around the outside of the container. That's there. Perfect. Now, that's all that's needed. If, however, you added some things to this, which you can't see them, they're inside there. I did add some stuff to this. So I'm going to do so again. Wiping these off because I'm going to have to handle my box again. And I have showed this little box in one of the other videos. This is a toolbox, your toolbox. You should have some type of box or so to keep your tools in. So this is the little one that I travel with. And I have a larger one that I keep a lot of stuff in. So the candle melted and it has the stuff within it, but I'm just going to add a little extra to this. And a little extra on the outside in the bowl itself. Speedy results, speedy results. This situation. So whatever you added, if you like, you can add a little more stuff to it. To just semi-dress it again. The candle was dressed. The top of the candle was dressed in the markings and stuff that were on the candle have dissipated, but I will go ahead and do that again. So that it's almost like I'm starting the whole process over again, but I'm not. This is going to continue on to give the results, the desired results for the client. And that's all that's needed. Now, all I need to do is light this. So I can light it here. I usually don't have anything right up near the wick because it could catch fire. You generally keep this stuff a little out from the wick. The wick has to pull. Excuse me, the wick doesn't pull. The wax around the wick will pull right up close by it. There. And now we're on our way. At this time, I will ask ethereal beings, angels to come forth, step forth, ascended masters, and ancestors. I ask that you all come now, step forward, help with this situation, give extra added assistance to see that the situation is handled swiftly and in a positive manner with productive, positive results for my client. Now I'm looking at the candle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm watching the candle and the flame is burning quite low. And sometimes that does happen. But I'm asking that all those that step forward at that time when I just asked, and you heard me saying thank you, when a lot of times you can sense and feel when they step forward and you want to, of course, thank them and acknowledge them. I will say it like that. You're thanking them to acknowledge them for stepping forward and to assist in this manner. Yes, that's what you do. So we don't have a problem doing that. And I notice late in the night, the flame will come up much higher, and that's fine, but I will still keep an eye on this particular candle, and I may light a white one next to it, but I will not light the next candle until this one has almost burned out. That's what I normally do. Now, sometimes I will let this burn completely out before I light the next candle. That will all depend on what I'm sensing and the information that I'm receiving for the ethereal beings that step forward, okay? So keep that in mind. You always want to sense what's going on around the situation, around the objects that you're using. You want to always be aware of the energies that are flowing, that are coming in and out and near it. And you do that by watching the candle itself. This is going to burn, and the wax is going to run down. So it's going to burn out much faster than what it would normally burn out. but I'm okay with that because I'm going to light another candle after this, and it will be for the same purpose. Now, the reason why I'm making sure I'm doing this, and I will tell you, I'm doing this candle at night. And the reason being is because much of the work that the candle is doing is set to do it at night. And that's why I'm doing it. And I guess I should have said that. But I am doing this at night. It's much more quiet now. And the time is just right for me to do this. I prepared this candle during the daytime. So the next candle I'm going to prep for this work is going to be in the middle of the night when I prep it. Okay, so I'm hoping that this helps you. I'm a firm believer in using the objects that I first prepped. In other words, if I prep this candle, I'm not going to throw this candle away because somewhere in me will sense and feel that the work was not quite completed. And since I'm moving down this road, whatever this candle is addressing, it needs to see it through to the end and not interrupt or stop in the middle and then pick up with another candle to do that work. So this candle is going to do a work, and then another candle is going to come behind it. The situation that this is addressing may have be a somewhat difficult case, or it may have extra things that are attached to it that I'm not aware of. I only get so much information from my clients. I don't like to get too much information so that I'm not forming biases, but I need just enough information to do the work for them. All right, so hopefully this helps. And again, this will burn out, and I will decide if I will light the next candle before it burns out or after it completely burns out. But I will prep that candle probably tomorrow. This candle may only burn for a day and a half. It does that when it's not contained in that glass. And the glass causes it to the wax to pull up and burn a little longer. So I'm going to watch the flame, and I'm going to watch the way that the wax runs down the candle itself. And this, I hope, will let you understand that when you're doing a work for a client or even for yourself, that you are always to be attentive to the candle, to the situation, constantly putting energy into it. All right, thanks for joining me. Until next time.